Hello, ZPA community. Mark Macdonald here. And we have a special video for you today. Now, I was going to do this as a Facebook Live. The challenge is that I leave tomorrow early in the morning for Singapore for the first ever Zen Food, Fitness, and Business Building Boot Camp. And don't worry, we're going to bring it all around the world for the fall of 2018, really leading into 2019. So this is going to be our first ever boot camp, but we got many, many more to come all throughout the world for you. Now, I really wanted to do a video because I get this question all the time. First off, why do I need protein? What's the purpose of it? What does it do for my body? How can I maximize my results with it? And then really, what's the science behind Zen Fuze and Zen Fit? The challenge is when you talk about products is great to say, oh, Zen Fuze is the best shake in the world, or Zen Fit is the best amino acid. But that you can say that, but when we can start breaking down the science of it, and that's the goal of our community here, is to be able to have open, honest conversations so that you are empowered to know why you're taking something and then why you're sharing something and why you're building something. So my goal for this video is to really help you over the next 20-25 minutes really understand protein, the importance of it, how it's going to optimize your results, and why, the real reason why we made Zen Fuze and we made Zen Fit. Because both products fill a purpose for you to optimize your results, and as you share it, now you're going to have the knowledge to share with power. Okay, so let's dive on in. And, in the future, I'm either going to do video or Facebook Live, either or, but treat this like a Facebook Live. I know I'm not interacting with you, but I'm going to be following this video. So if you have questions about protein or other things, just put a question, tag into it, and then we'll be able to answer it. And I'll answer it, or Bonnie will answer it, or someone in the community will answer it. But make sure that you stay interactive. So if you're ready, even though it's a video, I want you to give me some thumbs up in the comment section. Act like you're engaged with me over these next 20-25 minutes, because we're going on an experience of the power of protein. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. So I'm going to first share right here. I'm going to take you to a group where you're watching this. And there's a video I did right here. If you click on videos, it's going to take you right here. And this, I talk about carbohydrates. So this one that's 28 minutes. I really talk about why you need carbohydrates. And this is the thing. Today we're talking about protein. And then my next week, when I get back from the boot camp, I'm going to talk about why you need to eat fat to burn fat. And it all comes back down to understanding there's only 3 nutrients that provide your body with energy. They're called macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So after you watch this video, make sure you check out the carbohydrate link. For all the people who say you need to do ketogenic diets, you need to watch that video, and then you'll be empowered on why you should never do a ketogenic diet. And let me share a visual just kind of brings back the macronutrients that we're talking about. The whole theme behind what we're focusing on is this. It's all about PFC every 3 to balance your blood sugar. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit more tonight. But right here, when you look at protein, fat, carbohydrates, the combination of the 3, and just so we recall, there's only 3 essential nutrients. They're called macronutrients that provide your body with energy. Now, there's 6 essential nutrients. The 3 micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, and water, but they don't provide energy. The only 3 in the world that provide energy are right here: your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. So this is why you don't cut food out. You don't cut an entire food group out when someone tells you to stop eating carbohydrates. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you ever cut out a food group when your body was designed to actually take that in? So the focus is to educate you and empower you so that you understand the purpose of the program, of why you eat this way, and then why we design product lines to support it, and then a community to help you win every step of the way, to balance your body, permanently reprogram your metabolism so that you can win forever. So to get going with that, so if you like that, give a little thumbs up, give a little hand. To get going, I want to show you a picture of protein. So let's go to the first question. What is protein? What is it? So when you look at it, this is just a bunch of different types of protein. And basically, there's 3 types of protein that you're going to find throughout. You're going to find your animal-based protein, like your steak, your chicken, your turkey, anything that comes from an animal, your fish. Then you're going to have your byproduct protein, which would be your milk, your cheese, your eggs. And then you would have like your plant-based proteins, which could be like a soy, a hemp, a chia. Now, that's plant-based protein, as I talk a little bit more about, I'm not whether someone's a vegan or not. I'm not gonna. That's not the purpose of this, but I'm going to explain the difference of quality of protein, because not all proteins equal. But the first thing you have to understand is where do you find protein, and that's what you find. Now, why does protein matter? When you see Zen Fuze here, remember it's a protein shake, but it's really a meal replacement shake because it has all 3 macronutrients. That little chart I showed, it's a perfect balance of protein, fats, and carbs. So that's why we designed, one of the main reasons we designed it, to actually fill your meal gaps as a full meal in a bag that you can drink in less than 2 minutes. Now, when we talk about what does protein do, when you see all these different types of protein, the whole purpose is that it helps repair your muscle tissue and all your tissues in your body. So it helps repair, strengthen, build. It is that important aspect. And it's little chains called amino acids, the building blocks of protein. And then protein helps strengthen your body. So when you work out and you're sore that next day and you have these little micro tears in your muscle, the protein you're taking in is causing that to increase. Now, why is that? What makes protein so special is it has something called nitrogen in it. Now, there's 2 types of stages in your body. And I'm going to bring my little whiteboard here so you know this. So nitrogen is only found in protein. And this is why when you talk like Survivor, someone gets dropped off on a desert island, what's the first thing they're looking for? Besides water, they're looking for protein, not carbs, not fat, because protein has nitrogen in it. And nitrogen, there's 2 types of environments in your body. There's something called an anabolic environment and something called a catabolic environment. An anabolic environment is when you have more protein coming in your body than leaving, and your body's in a state of growth. Now, sometimes people say, well, Mark, a kid, like my son Hunter, who's 13, he needs to eat a lot of protein because he's growing. We're all growing. I'm 46. I'm still growing. So your cells are always regenerating. Your tissues are always deteriorating. So you always need nitrogen. You always need a positive state of nitrogen. A catabolic environment is when you have less nitrogen coming in than you're leaving. This is what happens when people diet. When they cut calories, when they restrict, when their blood sugar drops, their body goes into something called the catabolic environment, and your body begins to eat itself. See, the thought process used to be your body can use fat for fuel, but now when you're in a negative state, now when you're in a panic state, it breaks down amino acids in the liver to create sugar to feed the brain the sugar it needs to make your energy source ATP. So the key is this: protein, building blocks that repair, regenerate, help your body grow and strengthen itself. You want more nitrogen. It has nitrogen in it, which puts your body in an anabolic state. So we always want to have more nitrogen coming in than leaving. And whenever you're restricting, you're cutting, you're not getting enough protein, you're in a catabolic state. So now you have a better understanding of what is protein, what are the types, why do you really need it? But the other thing that we get misinformed is what the recommended daily allowance of protein is. Now, I just want to share. There's all this, how much do I need? Do I need per gram of body weight, per kg of body weight? This is the reality. We don't really know exactly each person how much protein you need, but we have a baseline to start from, and that's how we designed the program. The recommended daily allowance a lot of times is based upon survival, not functionality. So I want to repeat that. What the RDA recommends when you look at a nutrition label and says this is your recommended daily allowance is based upon survival. Now, I'm going to ask a question for you. Do you want to do more than survive? Yes, you do. That's why there's a lot of variables. Your speed of metabolism, how much activity you're doing. That's why someone starts the detox, the ignite phase. We start to see that if they're working out a lot, if they're doing a lot of high intensity exercise, they might have to add 1 or 2 meals. They might have to add another scoop of Zen Fuze. So based upon your body type, based upon your metabolism, we evolve and adjust week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. We interweave this into a lifestyle. So the amount of protein you need per meal, you start with the recommendations that I'm going to show you, but then you evolve and you adjust it based upon your activity, based upon how much the speed of your body, speed of metabolism, and really what your goals are. So it's not a perfect science because every metabolism is a little different, but we don't ever focus on the RDA aspect because the RDA aspect is based upon survival, not functionality. And no one here is laying in a bed and not being active. So that's important to understand. That's why this is a lifestyle. Zen Project is a lifestyle, not something you do for a moment in time. It's something that you evolve into a way of life. Now, why does protein, when we go back to that PFC, why does protein actually balance your blood sugar? So I'm going to share another. I'm going to share a cool little visual that I like. Let me bring this up. This shares the program, shares PFC, protein, fat, carbs, and then really your blood sugar aspect. And just so you remember, Zen Fuze is this. So Zen Fuze is basically a shake on a plate. That's how you want to keep looking about Zen Fuze. The most robust, most, to me, 20 years in the making, most powerful shake ever made. And I'm going to deep into the science of it in about 5 minutes. But that's the power of when you start thinking about Zen Fuze, that you eat your breakfast, lunch, dinner like this, and then you have your Zen Fuze, your 2 shakes a day. But why does protein matter? Well, protein helps affect your blood sugar hormone, glucagon. Glucagon raises your blood sugar. Insulin lowers your blood sugar. Now, when you eat too many carbs, your blood sugar spikes, you over-release insulin, it makes your body store, and then to lower your blood sugar. When someone's insulin resistant or they're diabetic, their body becomes resistant to insulin, so their blood sugar stays high, they store fat. My wife, Abby, small lady, Abby's about 5'1", 5'1.5", and when she had Hunter, big baby, she came down with gestational diabetes. Ever since Hunter's now 13, she's had blood sugar challenges. So she's always has to be super, super diligent to manage her blood sugar from having because she became insulin resistant from the gestational diabetes. So when you look at that, every time it goes high, you have to be super clean with how you eat. Now, normally our body just regulates it ourselves, but that's why when eating PFC every 3, you start managing your metabolism. And fat slows down the release of hydrochloric acid. So protein affects that blood sugar hormone glucagon. Now, if you just eat protein in a meal, your blood sugar goes up and crashes, and you're hungry every hour. And that makes you burn muscle, and then you don't really store fat because you never spike, but you're always hungry, and we don't want that. That's why the combination of the 3 helps keep your body in this range and balance. That's why it's just not a protein program. It's just not a fat program. Or just a carbohydrate program. That's why my next video or Facebook Live is going to be you need to eat fat to burn fat. The combination of 3 is what keeps your body balanced. Okay, so now, and balance your hormones. So this is how protein directly affects that hormone glucagon, which raises your blood sugar to help balance your hormones. Okay, so let me stop here. I'm going to stop sharing. Let's just do a recap. So protein, we're talking about the power of protein here. You understand the types now. You understand the purpose of it. You understand that protein helps balance your body, and it's going to be based upon you start on the program, and then you evolve and adjust based upon your goals, your needs, how your body's in. That's why you ask questions in the community. But now we have to move to that next step, because now we start talking about the quality of protein. So I'm going to bring up the program guides, and I want to share the different quality, and it all comes back down to the amount of nitrogen per gram. Because once again, I'm saying I'm not against if someone's a plant-based eater. I eat animal-based protein, but whatever your goal, you can still rock Zen Project8. You can still live the program. This is the challenge. All proteins not equal. I want you to keep saying that. All proteins not equal. And let me explain what it is. So we start off of nitrogen. So right here, this is the portion sizes. You know, a palm for females, just look at your plate, palm and a half to 2 palms for men. If women, you have a super fast metabolism, you're focusing on building a lot of lean body mass, you might do a palm and a half as well. You just want to be satisfied after every meal, ready when it's time to eat. But when we look at the lean protein and non-lean proteins, and this is from the Thrive phase, we start talking about the quality of nitrogen. So when you see like tofu, which comes from soy protein, so nitrogen, we start about, let's say that per gram of protein is 100%. I want you to think about right now, let me show, before I go to soy, let me just look at turkey. Imagine you go into a grocery store and you get the cleanest boar's head, like no salt boar's head turkey breast is great. 1 ounce or 28 grams, 28.4 grams is 6 grams of protein. But if you get real turkey, like from a turkey breast, like a Thanksgiving turkey breast, 1 ounce, 28.4 grams, same weight, is 8 grams of protein. So that additional 2 grams of protein you lose by doing sandwich meat. So turkey's turkey, but you get a lot more bang for your buck the cleaner you eat. Same thing, because that has less water in it, it's cleaner. Now, when we talk about nitrogen, soy protein, which comes from tofu, has about a 60% level of nitrogen per gram of protein, where chicken has an 80%. So if you do 1 ounce or 28.4 grams, because 1 gram of protein has 4 calories, but you have your 1 gram of protein, you get 20% more nitrogen from the chicken gram than you do the gram of protein, which is 1 ounce, like 1 serving of protein, compared to the tofu or the soy. So for every gram of protein you're taking in, and when I talk about the 28.4 grams or the 1 ounce, it's the weight of it, not the actual protein that gives you the 4 calories. But 1 gram of chicken protein has about 20% more nitrogen than 1 gram of soy. So this is where you start saying that all protein's not equal. This is why Zen Fuze, we start with milk protein, and then we break it down into whey protein and casein protein, so we have the best fast-acting protein and slow-acting protein. So even on Zen Fuze, when you look at a protein shake label, and let's say you look at a label and it says 21 grams of protein in Zen Fuze, and then you look at a soy shake that has 21 grams of protein, totally different level of quality of protein. Not only do you get much more nitrogen on the 21 grams of protein in Zen Fuze compared to the soy, you're going to get much less nitrogen on that same serving. You're going to, from a point of digestibility, a plant-based protein from a point of the molecule's much bigger, it doesn't absorb as well. You're not going to get that same absorption aspect or the same level of nitrogen. So it's important to understand that all protein is not equal. And this is why we designed the program and made the products the way we made it, so that we're helping people have the highest quality of food. Because the highest quality food, when you look at your protein, fats, and carbohydrates, is really how you optimize your results. You make this a lifestyle by eating clean and understanding you're eating the foods you love by being empowered. You make the choices that control your metabolism. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If that makes sense, give it a thumbs up. If not, I know it can be a little confusing at times, so make sure you ask questions. But let's just recap before I talk about why we made Zen Fuze and Zen Fit. I think you understand it now, but I'm going to dive in even deeper. So you understand what protein is. You know the purpose of it, how it balances your body, why you need it. You know that not all protein is equal. So when you look at a label and you see 21 grams, you realize that, wait a second, it's not the same 21 grams of protein. The source matters. The quality matters. The amount of nitrates or nutrients in it matters. That's why we recommend you eat the cleanest foods possible. The simplest ingredients is going to give you the best results and the best blood sugar balancing for you to optimize your goals, whatever it is: lose weight, burn fat, build muscle. Now, the last 2 things I want to talk about is why we made Zen Fuze and why we made Zen Fit. So I got my little Zen Fuze right here, my favorite shake in the world. And let me just talk about the science behind it. So I'm going to bring up in the file section of this group, you actually have, there's a product sheet, and I'm bringing that up right now. So you can share this with someone if they want to know more. Now, this is like the main features of it. And when we talk about 10 grams of true cell, let me just, once again, 21 grams of protein, okay, starts here. 11 grams is fast-acting whey protein. 10 grams is slow-acting true cell from my cellular casing. The combination of the fast-acting and the slow-acting is what helps keep your blood sugar balanced longer than other shakes in the world, because it's liquid protein. It go through you faster because you're taking out some of the digestibility of it, not the digestibility of the actual protein or the shake itself, but because it's liquid, your digestive system doesn't have to work as hard as if you were eating whole food. So that's why it's crucial that you have this combination of protein to keep you satisfied and you're not hungry an hour later. Now, and if somehow you drink Zen Fuze and you feel like you're hungry an hour and a half to 2 hours later, you can put a little fat in it. That's why we designed it. You can add a little chia seed, a little peanut butter, little PB2, peanut butter powder. So you can increase the fat content because that slows down the release of hydrochloric acid. That's a little info nugget for you right there. Now, so the first thing is the types of protein, the quality of protein. But then we added a few other things. The fiber helps keep you regular, helps bulk up your intestinal tract. The 5 strains of probiotics. Probiotics are live bacteria that help keep your body moving, digesting food effectively in your large intestine. And then lactose is a sugar found in milk. Now, when we talk about lactose, the way it works is you have simple sugars where you're going to have a monosaccharide, a disaccharide, a polysaccharide. A disaccharide has to be broken down to the simplest form of sugar. So lactose, you need something called lactase. It's an enzyme that helps break down the sugar lactose. When someone's lactose intolerant, they have 0 of this enzyme. Very few people are lactose intolerant. It's like someone who's a celiac, they're gluten intolerant. Most people are gluten sensitive, but they're not gluten intolerant. Very few people are lactose intolerant. Now, Zen Fuze is very low in lactose. So most people who have lactose challenges with milk, because it's not milk protein, it comes from milk, but it's not milk protein, they can drink Zen Fuze no problem. If you feel you have a problem with Zen Fuze from a point of the little bit of lactose, you can take something like at Costco, you can get Lactaid or lactase enzymes. You can take that with Zen Fuze. It will break down the sugar molecule. You won't have any problem. So that's a solution for you right there. It's gluten-free. So gluten is a complex protein that causes elasticity, the elasticity in bread. So gluten-free, and we know that this causes inflammation in the body. So it's gluten-free. It's all natural. Now, some people say, well, Mark, it's got sugar in it. Yeah, but it's got 21 grams of protein. It's stevia-based. So it's super low from a point of a sugar aspect. And let me just show you the label here so you can see this. Sugar's not bad for you. I just want to be clear on it. So it's not like when we talk about the breakdown of it, when we talk about the cane sugar and the natural flavors of it, we put stevia in it. So 5 grams of fiber. So it's really only got 10 carbs because the fiber body can't break that down. It has the 6 grams of sugar, 21 grams of protein, and then the 3 grams of fat. Now, what this does is, once again, this keeps your body in a balanced state from here. So this is not a problem from the point of, because it must taste good as well. But the 21 grams of protein, when I talked about how glucagon and insulin counter each other, this is not an issue at all from here. You can do this, and all the research we've done work with diabetics. Zen Fuze and my personal training and all of our nutrition practices, it is the best we've seen it's the best blood sugar balancing shake on the market. So when you think about that from a diabetic, because we all have to balance our blood sugar, but when you think about Zen Fuze, if someone ever wants to test it, test your blood sugar before, drink a shake, test it 60 minutes later, you'll see that your blood sugar hasn't spiked. That's because it balances your body and it tastes good. And because we didn't put sucralose in it, which is a fake sugar, which works just like lactose, but there's no lactase enzyme to break down a fake sugar, that causes gas and bloating with people. This is why the power of this shake is truly the best blood sugar balancing shake, whether it's the chocolate dream or the vanilla, I like mixing them too, in the world, in my personal opinion. 20 years in development to launch a shake, which is why it's taken the world by storm. So that's why we made Zen Fuze, because this is the reality. You look at the program guides, you see all of that. As I've coached over 50,000 people personally, as I've helped millions of people around the world, the reality I know is this: most people can eat a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We can educate them how to do that, but because people skip that mid-morning, mid-afternoon, they eat too much at lunch, they eat too much at dinner, we made Zen Fuze to be the solution the world needed. That you can do your 2 shakes a day of the highest quality protein, blood sugar balancing, with your fiber, with your probiotics, with your ability to have a full PFC meal within 2 minutes. You make a shake, or you can be creative. You can cook with it. You can make puddings with it. You can bake with it. But Zen Fuze becomes that gap filler for people, or that early breakfast that people want, and then they eat a whole food meal right after they work out in the morning or later in the day. But 2 shakes a day, your 3 real meals a day, balances your body, allows you to take back control, to use food to balance your body, and then you implement the right exercise to take your results wherever you want. That's why Zen Fuze was made. So if you like that, give me some thumbs up, give me some 1. Keep asking questions. But when we talk about Zen Fuze, every piece of it, every part of that shake was designed with the purpose to balance your body, balance your hormones, and let you win forever with your goals. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about now is Zen Fit. So Zen Fit right here, which I love, take 3 a day. It's not protein. So it's important to understand Zen Fuze is your foundation product of the Zen Project8 line, and it is the foundation product around the world. Zen Fit is a result product that is incredible. And Zen Fuze works for everybody, kids, anyone can drink it. Zen Fit's the same way. It's an amino acid. So let's go back to the science of, I'm gonna bring my whiteboard back out. Let's just go right back to the science here. Let me clear my screen. So when you go back to protein, remember you have amino acids. There's 2 types of amino acids. There's non-essential, which your body can make, and then there's essential, which your body cannot make. This is why we don't count the protein that's found in fruits and vegetables and nuts, because it doesn't have all of the non-essential and essential amino acids. So it's called incomplete protein. We're focusing on complete protein because that's what directly affects that blood sugar hormone glucagon, which raises your blood sugar. We made Zen Fit, and let me just show you. This is your liver, and all these little amino acids get stored in your liver. Now, your body can make these non-essential, but your body can't make the essential, so it must come from food. So this is why vegans have to take amino acid supplementation, or they have to find like chia seeds, or they have to combine. Like a lot of times people say combine rice and beans makes complete protein. Yeah, but you get maybe 8 grams of protein and 50 grams of carbs. That does not balance your blood sugar. So a lot of vegans have to do amino acids. So Zen Fit, phenomenal vegan product. So we made Zen Fit as an essential amino acid complex. So when you take one of these, either right after a workout or 30 minutes before a meal, I love to take a Prime, 2 Shape, and a Fit together. Phenomenal. I love that 30 minutes before my Zen Fuze shake or 30 minutes before a meal. Because you get the essential amino acids, it combines with all the non-essential amino acids, and it can actually protect, restore, immediately help provide your body with the necessary protein and amino acids it needs to build and restore your lean body mass. So if your goal is to build muscle, you need your Zen Fit. If your goal is to burn fat, you need your Zen Fit. It's an amazing amino acid that helps fill the gaps and helps turbocharge your results. That's how you want to keep thinking about the Zen line. So you start with your food foundation. You got the plan. Zen Fuze fills your meal gaps. It's your foundation of the product. Prime detox your body. Shape burns fat. Zen Fit builds and restores your muscle. And obviously Zen Fuze balances your body. Okay, that's the power of protein. Now I know I had to go a little deep in science. I try to keep it as high level as possible. But if you have deeper questions, ask on this. Just do in the comment section. Tag me. I will answer it. Hopefully you are now more knowledgeable about the power of protein and the science behind why we made Zen Fuze and why we made Zen Fit. We're not here to just have you use a product. You have to take products with a purpose. You have to understand the reason behind it. You have to understand how it becomes part of who you are and part of your overall program. And that's what I'm going to be teaching at the Zen boot camp in Singapore and all throughout is when people come into the boot camp, it's a 3-day intensive experience to make your food your foundation, your fitness your foundation, and then evolve your goal setting so you can actually make an impact immediately with your business as you share, as you live, to understand how to truly empower and inspire everyone around you to become their best. That's the movement we have globally. That's the difference we're making together. Love our community. Love each and every one of you for sharing your stories, for inspiring myself and everyone to be our very best. Keep sharing. Ask all questions. You are now educated on the power of protein. When I get back from the boot camp, it will be time to learn about the science of fat, how to eat fat to burn fat. Okay. Bye, everyone.